Listen up. If you think you need thousands of dollars to start investing, you are absolutely wrong. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're completely shattering a massive myth that's been keeping everyday people out of the wealth building game for way too long. You can start with just $100. And no, that is not a joke. I know, given how Wall Street is usually portrayed, it sounds almost too good to be true, right? But today, we're going to walk through the exact, highly practical blueprint for how you can make that happen.
Okay, let's dive into this. Do you really need thousands of dollars to start? The short answer is no way. But the deeply frustrating problem here is the psychology behind why people wait. So many of us sit on the sidelines, trapped in analysis paralysis. We think we need more money, more knowledge, or we sit around waiting for that magical perfect time in the market. Well, waiting is literally the biggest risk you can take.
Here's the reality check. There is absolutely no perfect time. You start with what you have right now. And right now, beginners all across the United States are kickstarting their financial futures with just $100. Think about how easily $100 slips away in everyday life. That's a weekend trip to the grocery store, a dinner out with friends, maybe a single pair of sneakers. Reallocating that amount is all it takes to cross the starting line. You do not need a fortune.
Take a look at this. Here is the exact three-step playbook we are going to use today. Step 1, pick a platform. Step 2, start with an ETF. And Step 3, invest consistently. That's it. You don't need to be a Wall Street finance expert to take action. You just need to follow this simple plan.
For Step 1, you need to pick a simple investing platform. Apps like Robinhood, Fidelity, or Charles Schwab make it super easy to start taking action right away. Now, you might be wondering how $100 is enough when some stocks cost hundreds or even thousands of dollars per share. Well, these platforms have totally revolutionized investing with zero commission trading and fractional shares. You don't have to buy a whole share of a company anymore. You buy a tiny fraction with whatever dollar amount you have. Download the app, link your bank, and suddenly the barrier to entry is completely gone. And this brilliantly illustrates Step 2, which is all about avoiding a massive trap. Do not try to pick random stocks like a gambler. This is exactly where most beginners fail. They treat the stock market like a casino, hear a rumor, pick a stock, and just cross their fingers hoping for a jackpot. The much smarter, lower-risk strategy is to start simple with something called an ETF.
So what exactly is an ETF? Simply put, it's a bundle of stocks. Think of it like a mixed basket of groceries or a variety pack of cereal. Instead of spending your $100 on one single company that might have a terrible year and wipe out your cash, you're buying a prepackaged bundle of many companies. Bundling stocks is the definitive key to lowering your risk as a beginner. If one company in that basket stumbles, the others can easily hold you up. Let's look at the absolute prime example of an ETF, the S&P 500. This specific ETF tracks the top 500 most successful companies in America. It's a brilliant starting point because you aren't trying to guess which CEO is going to make the right moves this year. Instead, you're fundamentally betting on the continued success of the entire US economy. Plus, it's self-cleansing. If a company underperforms, it gets booted out of the 500, and a stronger one takes its place.
Look right here. When you buy into that one single S&P 500 ETF, you're instantly invested in massive companies like Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon, all at once. Your $100 is suddenly spread across the biggest heavyweights in the world. You literally get to own a tiny fractional slice of the most profitable tech giants and consumer brands on the planet, all seamlessly packaged into one purchase.
That brings us to Step 3. Consistency beats absolutely everything. You cannot just invest your $100 one single time, cross it off your to-do list, and forget about it. To build wealth, you have to invest $100 every single month, no matter what. By doing this, whether the market is up, down, or sideways, you completely remove all the emotion, the anxiety, and the guesswork. This consistent monthly action actually has a name: dollar cost averaging. And I'm telling you, this is exactly how normal people build real wealth. Here's why it's so brilliant. When the stock market is down and everyone else is panicking, your automated $100 actually buys more shares because everything is effectively on sale. When the market is up, it buys fewer. Over time, it naturally balances out your costs without you ever having to stress. It's just pure math and discipline.
So the crucial point is this, and it's the part most people completely ignore. Time is more important than money. Let me say that again because it changes everything. Time is far more important than the initial amount of money you start with. The length of time your money is allowed to stay invested will almost always beat someone who tries to dump a bunch of cash in much later in life.
The magical reason your money grows faster if you start early is all thanks to a concept called compounding.
Think of compounding like a classic snowball rolling down a really long hill. As it rolls, your money makes money. Then, as it keeps going, that new money makes even more money. It packs on more snow, getting wider and moving faster, creating this unstoppable momentum that literally does the heavy lifting for you. You can literally see the amazing snowball effect of compounding right here on this chart. You start with small, totally manageable amounts, but as the decades pass and your money consistently makes money on top of itself, the growth aggressively escalates. What starts as hundreds slowly turns into thousands, and eventually, purely through the mathematical power of time, it rockets up into the millions. It isn't a get-rich-quick scheme, it's a get-wealthy-slowly guarantee. But here is the massive catch. If you wait because you feel like $100 just isn't enough to matter, you are voluntarily stripping yourself of this massive mathematical advantage. Every year you sit on the sidelines, the hill your snowball can roll down gets shorter and shorter. You can always work harder to earn more money later, but you can never, ever buy back time. Which brings us to our final takeaway to wrap up this explainer. Stop overthinking. Stop waiting. Start with $100. Start today. And stay consistent. Your future self will thank you. You've got this simple 3-step playbook now. You understand the profound power of compounding. So the only question left to answer is, what exactly are you going to do today to ensure your future self actually thanks you?
Hey everyone, how are you? I'm fine. I am new on YouTube. Please support me on YouTube. Subscribe my YouTube channel. I need your support. Thank you. Subscribe my YouTube channel.